Aaron Badley, front edge in 2 at the par 5 ninth. This for an eagle 3. Looking good. Oh!
My goodness, that was so close to having him pick up 2 shots and move to 9 under, but he's going to get a birdie, hopefully, to move to 8 under.
Now Howell in the sand also at 8. Trying to get inside Parry, but not quite successful.
More difficult shot, Sandy, than Parry's. Parry's nearer the green.
This is the 10th hole, and this is Adam Crawford. He was out in 31. 3 birdies, no drop shots for Adam Crawford. And perhaps the chance of another birdie coming up here at the 10th for Crawford. Incidentally, Allenby has birdied 9 and 10 to get to 8 under. This is Howell for his par at 8.
No.
The putter's cold for Howell today.
It might warm up on the back 9, though.
He'll be hoping it does. He remains tied for 4th.
It's been in the fridge overnight.
30 putt for Badley. That we saw that very brave eagle attempt, Jack, and he's not out of the mix either.
He's back to 8 under and just 3 behind with 9 to play, and
has the belief.
Parry for par.
So did this man have the belief?
Oh, that's a great save. Important save.
Beam. Fairway.
Pat Welsh is with the group. Must have been in trouble, was he, Pat?
No, Jack, this is his second. He hit drive into there. He's still about 20 metres behind Steve Allan, mind you. 8 iron, jump on it, 150, got it pin high, way to the right. Safe option over there. Keep away from those left-handed traps.
And Pat Stephen Allen keeping his cool, which is good. This is Crawford and his birdie attempt at 10. And don't discount this young man.
The crawl.
4 under for the day, Adam Crawford, as he moves to 9 under.
2 behind, Stephen Allen.
A bit of an awkward shot, this one, for him, Sandy, because his stock shot, a bit like Parry's, left to right, and the pin's over on that left-hand side. We'll see if he's brave enough to try and bring it from our middle of the green and just turn it back to the stick, or will he play his standard shot, and off this sandy lie he'll get plenty of spin.
There's no need for any heroics here, Jack. This one, he's taken on the tiger line, I can tell you. Look at this. Oh. I was going to say go for the centre of the green. You've got a couple of shot lead.
No, he said, I'm going for the flag.
That's why you play off 18, Pat.
To Gavin Coles. Playing his 3rd to the 9th. An excellent approach from Gavin Coles, who can climb the order of merit with a good finish here.
Robert Allenby has birdied 9 and 10. Here he is at 11. Well, that's... Oh, look at that now. A birdie chance coming up again for Allenby, which could move him to 9 under par on this back 9. Is there another Australian Open title for him?
Parry on 9.
A beautiful tee shot from Paz. No change in tempo. Lovely free-flowing action.
Looking down on the 8th green, and Rich Beam and Stephen Allen. Beam will be first to putt down the hill, or down the slope, I should say, really, on this green. Wonderful approach there by Stephen Allen, giving himself a chance off a 3.
As Allen prepares, he's joined those who've produced a Primus hot shot.
It was a great shot, Sandy, because the pin cut way over there on the left, but as I said during the telecast at the time, off the sandy lie, able to get the spin on it, off the tight sandy lie, and brave shot, and let's hope he can capitalise on it by holding the putt.
So Beam will be first to play. He's been a breath of fresh air, this man, this week. He arrived here absolutely exhausted, virtually jumped off the plane in a car and out to play the Pro-Am. But boy, he's settled into the sandbelt very nicely. Out here with his wife, Sarah.
He doesn't seem to have adjusted the mental computer with the showers on the greens. Really struggling to get the pace and the speed right.
In the A team, not all producing the goods at the moment. Stuart Appleby 4 over for the day, but has this birdie attempt. And it looks right on line. So finally, something positive for the defending champion.
Gavin Coles for a birdie at 9. I'm just getting away from him there. Gavin Coles, who's just dropped a shot at 8, doesn't want to drop another. This is Stephen Allan for a birdie at 8. And he deserves it after the boldness of his approach shot, Jack.
Big putt went in this. This
3-shot lead
would give him a 3-shot cushion. And a par 5 9 to come. So if he can whack this in, he'll be leading and dealing.
Well, we had him say earlier in the telecast that he was very happy with his game. His coach didn't need to tell him too much.
Dale Lynch.
All the putts he's missed on the left-hand side this afternoon.
His lead remains at 2.
Yeah, he knows he's missed a golden opportunity there after that great second shot.
Close for his par at 9. Well, Howell didn't want to drop 2 shots in a row. So Gavin Coles goes through the turn in level par 34. Started at 8 under and still at 8 under. 3 off the pace, 9 to play.
Rich Beam, that putt dropping well short. He now has this to remain at 9 under. So he remains at 9, and hoping to join him is Robert Allenby if he's successful with this putt.
Dare I say it, Renton? This would be for Buddy.
3 birdies in a row, you're quite right. 9, 10 and 11 as Robert Allenby moves to within 2 shots of the lead, Sandy.
The best rounds today have come from Richard Green and Scott Laycock. Both shot 64s. Course record taking a battering here at Victoria.
In successive trips to Adelaide for the Australian Open, Gary Player would down local hero and fellow British Open champion Kel Nagle. In 1962, Player won the second of his record 7 Australian titles, leaving Nagle in his wake at Royal Adelaide, just as he had done in 1958 at Kooyonga. While Player is the most decorated winner of the Open title, Nagle, like Norman von Ryder, would finish runner-up 6 times.
Aaron Baddeley won the Open as an amateur. Richard Moore has that title stitched up this year.
That's just from 75, Sandy, and looks super from down on the fairway. Looks stone dead. Great shot.
Craig Parry, couple off the pace. He's playing his second to 9. Third, in fact, third shot to the 9th.
Problems for Adam Crawford at the 11th. He offline with his tee shots and well, playing as good a recovery as he could from where he was. Lucky to have a shot at all there. Crawford, who's just had 2 birdies in the last 3 holes to move to 9 under.
Howell. Playing with Perry.
Well, neither of them just 100% happy with their approach shots there at the 9th.
Badly after that wonderful approach. The 2-time champion could once again have a say, because all of a sudden he has moved into outright second at 10 under par.
Well, that'll make Bruce happy, Sandy. Adam Crawford now with his 3rd, having extricated himself from the trees to the right. Needs a good one. Pretty good. Uphill putt for a save par.
Allan Bay at the 12th. This is his second shot at the par 4, which bends down towards the road and across the road there, the Royal Melbourne Club Golf Club with the new clubhouse.
Be good.
Likes it.
Excellent shot from Allan Bay, who's moving up. He's got that to move to 10 under as they start to put the heat on young Stephen Allen.
Long putt for Craig Parry. An outside chance to also move to 10 under.
Get it.
Actually one of the flattest greens on the course, but one of the quickest putting surfaces. Slopes from front to back, and a couple of putts we've already seen here, even with a bit of rain on, you can see them look like they're not going to get there and then keep on trucking.
He's been a bit unlucky. He missed a couple early that virtually sat on the lip. But he's just hanging in there. He's at 9 under, 2 from leader Stephen Allen, and with Robert Allenby and Adam Crawford and Rich Beam at that score.
There's Paddy looking to do what Allenby and Badley have done now. Started back 3-3, birdie. This is Howell. Oh, he's been so unlucky today. Earlier in the week we saw him holing from almost every angle and from every distance. Today everything seems to have looked in the hole and gone on by.
He's got a touch of the knees, Renton, hasn't he? And that can be pretty frustrating, particularly when you hit what you consider a good putt and they just keep slipping by. Got to keep cool.
Just a par. Charles Howell, he remains at 8 under.
Out in 35, Sandy. 34, 36 par here this week.
Crawford now to save par.
Oh, gee, that's a great save.
And he knows that it was a big putt, that one, keeping him in touch with the leaders. Now looking ahead, the Kellogg's Nutrigrain Ironman Series opening round is at picturesque Newcastle Beach. That's on the 12th of January, so watch out for that. And it's followed the second round down at Ocean Grove a couple of weeks later on the 27th of January. Rounds 1 and 2 of the 2003 Kellogg's Nutrigrain Ironman Series.
Often overlooked fact about Newcastle, Sandy, we have wonderful beaches.
Allenby for birdie.
Yeah, so he's gone birdie at 9, birdie at 10, birdie at 11. This for another at 12.
To join Aaron Badley and a share of second place.
certainly no gimme, but the important thing, I think, from Allenby's perspective, if he can get this in, coming into this crucial back nine, he's got the right kind of momentum going for him, where you almost feel like you're indestructible.
It was interesting to watch him on day one. Just seemed a little out of sorts, shooting one over par 71. And just didn't seem quite as hungry, and then suddenly everything clicked in yesterday and cruised to a 65.
Yeah, his putter let him down on the first day, Sandy. He didn't play badly at all. In fact, the first 2 days he had 60 putts. So that's an average of 30. And when you consider Beam was leading the tournament, averaging 27.5, that's 2.5 shots around difference in putting.
So a big putt now for Allenby. This to go to 10 under. He's got it. Allenby chasing his second Australian Open title, as we have a look at one member of the A team in action. And there's been plenty today. Here he is with his second shot to the second here at Victoria.
Yeah, he birdied 2, 3 and 5. And then gave one back at 6th. This was his approach at 3. Almost going in.
Probably feels robbed. And then a tee shot on 4, the second of the par 3s.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah.
9 threes in 12 holes. Robert Allenby.
Rich Beam, his third shot here at the 9th. Plays some of these shots beautifully, but this one is just, well, it's going to spin back. And he's got the chance of a birdie here. Rich Beam was on the green in 2 when the course was running faster earlier in the week. This is Gavin Coles.
Another birdie attempt, just slipping by the right-hand side of the cup.
That at 10.
That would have taken him to 9 under. But he'll remain 3 from the lead.
Aaron Badley's second shot to 11, and Jeff Flanagan's with him.
133, Jack. 9-iron uphill into 11. Look good from down on the fairway. It needs to go, I feel. It's uphill to this hole. It'll start to spin. Hold it there.
Stephen Allan has not been without problems and dramas, Pat. What has transpired?
Blocked his drive, then had to knock it out into the fairway, hit his third shot down the fairway, and has put his 4th over the green. That's where he's playing his 5th shot, as you can see now. So he'll have that putt for bogey.
Can he hear the galloping hordes coming?
That's exactly first real blemish, but he came off that missed birdie putt at the last, so he's probably just a little hot.
Yeah, when you consider just a few moments ago he had a chance to go 3 in front. Now he's got to get that to be in a tie with Allenby for the lead, with Crawford, Badley, Parry and Beam just a shot behind him.
And this is Beam for a birdie.
Much easier putt from this side of the hole, Renton. A little bit of right to left, but uphill. Oh.
Well, both the Americans having trouble with their putting today, both Howell and Beam finding the greens that little bit more tricky. Just a par for Beam, but 9 under. And as they go into the back 9, my goodness, it's going to be very bunched up there at the top of the leaderboard. And It's anybody's title. Steve Allan for a bogey. This for 6 after all his adventures. And I'll hold.
Once again, the phrase playoff comes to mind. Here's another one who's challenging, as Jack affectionately calls him, Crawl.
Yeah, he's a great character, and it's terrific to see him doing so well. This is his second shot to 12. And a gem, an absolute beautiful shot from Adam Crawford.
Oh, they're on their way. They are coming. Look out. Robert Allenby has shot to the top of the leaderboard. He joins Steve Allan at 10 under par. Number of challenges at 9. Coles and Howell still there at 8. Ogilvy at 7.
And the Rules Committee are discussing it, and at this point of time they have not come up with a ruling at this stage.
Well, I'd be interested, Jeff, because his nearest point of relief would be left.
Well,
Not
Jack,
right.
yeah. He seems to think he can smash one under there, but I'm not too sure whether he's convinced the rules man.
This is that little copse of bushes we spoke about in our holes to watch. If you take your driver and pull it left with these guys' length from the tee, very much in play. Now, he would get, if the rules official deems that he could actually knock it out of there and that tower would interfere with his line, he would give him a drop. But what has to be suggested here is that the rule is that his nearest point of relief, avoiding that,
there's nothing stopping me from
would be left, in my opinion.
While we wait for a decision there, we'll join Aaron Badley, trying to save par this time at 11, but unsuccessful. Taking back to 8 under.
Howell at the 10th for a birdie. Nothing going in at all for Howell. He'll remain at 8 under par. This is Badley for his bogey at 11. So he's back on 8 under.
It's 2 very makeable putts he's missed. I mean, he's holed a couple of beauties, but and there's going to be a hold up here because they're waiting for a ruling. One of the AGU officials there, Simon. And I think they'll probably get a more senior official out there, perhaps.
While we wait, Stephen Allen on the tee at 10.
Problems for Allan down the 10th, and he'll play up to the green. He won't see the bottom of the flag. Forward to 13.
Now, Robert Allenby has got the ability, if he does not accept that official's ruling, he can ask for a second opinion. And perhaps that's what we're waiting on at the moment. And while we are, their group's going to be banking up behind them unless they let them go through.
Well, while that's sorted out, let's have some action. Craig Parry at 11. And again, desperately unlucky, just shaving the cup. So Parry remains at 9 under. Any news, Jeff?
Sandy, now we're waiting on one of the roving rules men to come. The rule official with the group won't give Robert a drop. Robert seems to think he can hook it round the tree in front of him onto the green, and and they're waiting now for a roving rule man to come.
We'll be back shortly. Crawford, Allenby and Allan all at 10 under.
Golf specials
from the lead. But he can cut that to 1 here if he's successful at 11.
Oh, did break away quite dramatically there with about a foot to go. Rich Beam for a birdie at 10. This to go to 10 under. This to grab a share of the lead. Oh, and he just
it's like how
frustratingly misses. Yeah, can't buy one at all at the moment. Coles. So Coles remains at 8 under par.
3 at 10 under, just repeating the first playoff hole, and its sudden death will be the 18th. Followed then by 16, 17, 18.
You're back in.
Well, they're beginning to look at.
Looks as though there's been a decision made here. Jeff, have you got a ruling?
Sandy has been given relief. He was explaining to John Hopkins that he had 2 shots available to him, a low hooking 4-iron, right of that tee tree in front of him, or a high lofted lob wedge through the gap. So he was given relief, and he will now get relief from the tower.
The argument was it really a valid shot, the high lofted one that would actually have to go straight through the tower? It was enough of doubt, so you get the benefit of that as players. Brilliant break, I have to say, a great break for the player. This is a huge break. And of course it doesn't happen in very often in amateur golf, because you don't have camera towers and spectator stands and things to get in the way. You have to take a club's length relief from the line of sight and then within 1 club's length.
Well, that gives you an excellent idea of what he can see and what lies ahead now. And as you said, Bruce, this is a major break for Robert Allenby.
Well, it's and it shows the advantages, I suppose, of maturity. There he is. There's the club right of the obstruction by where he's put the tee in, and he can go within a club's length to the right of that.
Where was I? Oh, it's... How high do you think my shoulder is?
He said he didn't drop it from high enough. It's got to be shoulder height. Now in play as long as it's not nearer the hole.
No, I think he's right now. We'll let him settle down and just move across to Charles Howell.
Second shot to the 11th for the American, the slim, slender American who, well, he's got the same build as Bill Rogers, who won here in '81. He was pretty slim, and he battled with Greg Norman for the title here at Victoria.
Rookie of the year last year, Charles Howell, with 5 top 10s, and he's certainly gone on with it this year, breaking through for his maiden win. Jeff, are we set to go? As I've heard news of perhaps another drop that he's had.
No, he's fine, Sandy. He's okay. He's been given relief, and it's just he and the rules committee guy were deciding which way he dropped it, where he dropped it. So he's had about 3 attempts, and now he's ready to go.
You can just see exactly where his ball is now.
I think the argument on the point was a player may not obtain relief under the rule if it is clearly unreasonable for him to play a stroke in the direction he wishes to go. But anyway, it was a moot enough point, and we'll come back to that in a second.
Enjoy Craig Parry. Played a fine shot. Remember, Parry's just 1 from the lead. And an opportunity there at 11 to possibly join the leaders. While on the tee, Rich Beam.
He's been collecting pars ever since he had that stumble at the 5th, the chip from behind the green, but he's hanging around that. And here is Allan. He's still got to draw this perhaps 20 metres, 15, 20 metres in the air with a lofted club.
That's a hook 7-iron, but it's not hooking. Right-hand trap.
We've said what an easy finish in some respects it is to pick up shots. There's a lot of players out there on the back nine who would love to finish the way James McLean did. 2-4-3, birdie, birdie, eagle. Home in 32, round in 68 for 4 under par. So it just shows you what you can do in the closing holes here at Victoria.
Charles Howell has had trouble buying a putt. He's got yet another chance. A birdie attempt at 11. This looks good. Yet again. He shaves the cup.
It's been fairly quiet during the front side now. Everything's changing. Nice 4 at the last for Steve Allan. Good strong par for the 11th. Dogleg left to right. And he's avoided the bunkers, in which case that's going to set up a nice shot. The pin's well back, middle of the green. Good position.
Aaron Baddeley for a birdie at the 12th. Currently at 8 under par, having just dropped a shot at the previous hole. So near and yet so far for Baddeley.
Big putt here for Craig Parry. This for a share of the lead. Has got it. Craig Parry joins them at the top of the leaderboard at 10 under par. A winner of 18 international victories, but he's yet to place his name on the Stonehaven Cup. Maybe today is the day. Had a great time at the NEC Invitational when he pocketed a cool $1 million for rounds of 72, 65, 66, 65. And he's got his form going here at Victoria. A 4-way tie at the top of our leaderboard in the Holden Australian Open. 4 players tied at 10 under. Stephen Allan is one of them.
Just 108 metres, and this one looks right at it, just a little over the flag. Watch it now.
Well, I tell you, the drama of the 9th hasn't affected his concentration. Great shot there from Allan. This is Parry at the 12th.
Also with a share of the lead.
Sensible play. Not much wind. Takes the driver. He can run too far on that line into those bushes coming in at the top of your screen. Huge bunker there. It's not a long par 4. So sensible play. There's Allan Biz roll back full 5 or 6 paces.
This is 4th shot. Just
Steady.
to save par. And you just really do wonder now what that delay is going to have, what sort of an effect it's going to have on him and his game.
Rich Beam's second to the 11th. This was just a moment or two ago. That'll sprint back to, almost into the hole. 2 great shots there from Allan and Beam.
Allan Bin now to make 5. But he gets it in, and I suppose where he hit his tee shots, that's probably what you might call rough justice. He'd have been extraordinarily lucky if he got out of it with a 4. And he's only 1 off the lead and plenty of time to catch up.
Allan a chance to again go to the outright lead. And the little bloke won't lie down.
11 under.
I like the way he coped with that, the histrionics at the 9th. Good 4 at the next, and a birdie there. He's on his way once more.
Adam Crawford now 1 stroke behind Allan. Here he is at 13.
149 metres for Adam Crawford. It's just not what he wanted, this lengthy delay on the group behind Allan. He needs to keep his momentum going. This is a good-looking shot in. Very, very good line. Depending on the length, this could be extremely good. Just bounced short. He's underclubbed himself there.
Stay there. Right, mate.
There's quite a slope on that. Green is never going to bounce on from there. As Jason was saying, it's again another case, almost 2 clubs wrong.
Elevated tee at the 12th, dog leg to the right, and Charles Howell playing well away from that bunker, which is on the dog leg, the inside of the dog leg, and well, that's fine. Pin today at the 12th hole, 23 on 5 from the left. We've seen already Stephen Allan get a birdie here. This is for 10 under for Rich Beam. He makes 3 at 11. So Beam's 10 under, Parry's 10 under, Crawford's 10 under, and Stephen Allen's 11 under.
And Gavin Coles is hoping to stay in the mix with a birdie putt. He is currently at 8 under. Now he is 9 under and just a couple away from Allan.
It was extraordinary. An hour ago, they were all sort of treading water, going backwards. Now it's they're coming forward once again. The putt's beginning to drop.
We move towards the 14th. 3, $250,000 up for grabs here. The pin today 24 on and 7 paces from the left. It'll be interesting to see, Jeff, if Robert Allenby can settle down.
I would sincerely hope so, Sandy. After I thought he might have got away with it and got out of it, that trap with a 4 at 13, but wasn't to be. And now 1 shot from the lead. 8 iron for Robert.
Stay there.
Looking good, looking right at it, right at it. Great shot from Robert Allenby.
Hitting the green that slopes from front to back. You couldn't ask for a better looking leaderboard, could you, at this stage of the championship? A break and our coverage of the Holden Australian Open will continue on the 7th. Crawford playing his 3rd to the 13th.
Hard shot this, Sandy, because 3/4 of the way to the hole was it was all uphill. He did really well to get that close. If he pitches it at the top of the ridge, it runs on.
Beam on the 12th tee.
He's really tried to overpower this course today with a lot of drivers. Now this one started right down the right-hand side. He needs it to fly a little further. He's got 243 to get over the trap. He hasn't. He's hit it about 241.
The bad news is, of course, he's ended up right up at the far end of a bunker with a lot of lip to it, and he's still got a good 130 metres to get to the front of the green.
Crawford popping that in for his par at the 13th. He remains at 10 under.
Allan on the tee at 12. Once again, the outright leader at 11 under.
He hasn't come into the same contest with Rich Beam, trying to hit driver just about everywhere. He's manoeuvred the ball around. This one's out to the left, but there's plenty of space over here. It's in the open spaces, and he'll have a good view of the flag from there.
Yeah, seems pretty calm about it all. Now, back to Robert Allenby. He has this for a 2 to go 10 under. Can you believe it?
As that goes in, the momentum's regained, and on he goes. Yeah. Ifs and ands. And the game will go 4 left to play.
Craig Parry, 10 under through 11. Putting here at 12, it looks good, doesn't it? Oh, on the edge, another roll, and it would have been in. Could that, at the end of the day, cost him the title that he wants so dearly, because his name is not yet on the Stonehaven Cup. Says it
First
10 under.
time he's done that today, Ren. He's been very unlucky.
Well, Adam Crawford, an unknown in a sense amongst some pretty well-known names. Most important iron a bit of his life.
Yeah, this is Adam Crawford, the par 3 14th. It's the 3rd day they've had a very similar pin, so the players should be accustomed to getting this ball back there. It's a pretty good looking shot too, giving himself an uphill putt for it too.
There's the pin well on, 24 paces on.
Short there.
No, Charles Howell. He's going to win this. I think this has to go in. And it has. We shall see.
At long last, Charles Howell gets a birdie putt in. He's only 2 back, 2 behind Stephen Allan.
Robert Allenby finds himself now on the 15th, and he's got the heavy artillery out, Jeff.
Well, Sandy, it's 292 to the middle of the green, so it's a good 280 to the front, and there's no breeze whatsoever to help him, so he needs to get all of this. It's a huge reward if he can do it. Even a chance for eagle.
Well, it's the right shape of shot for him. A little bit of a draw, but he's turned it over too much, and I think he's got a ghastly position.
No, no good at all.
Well, the thing is, he hasn't gone in the sand, Jeff. He's actually stopped at the top. He's in a thick lie, and, well, if he takes his normal stance, he'd be aiming 20 yards left of the green, 20 metres left. He'll be horrified, I think, when he gets up and sees that. Desperate measures.
Stephen Allan has kept his cool remarkably well.
178, just can't see the flag because the bush is in front, but he has no problems getting there. Well, I'll tell you what, he's hit a great shot. If this is the stick, it's right at it.
Oh, that is spot on, Pat. He's
5 iron.
Absolute gem. As he tries to just, once again, jump clear of the closing pack.
I think he's only just having a look at it about now, but he knew that it was pretty tasty from, as ever, the reaction.
At the 13th, that was Aaron Badley attempting to make a birdie, attempting to get to 9 under par. And, well, he had such a good run just round the turn, and it looked as if he was going to make something of it, but maybe not. Here's Rich Beam at 12, though. Second shot.
Oh.
Well, lucky that that ball came out. Could have been buried in the bank there.
Sometimes you see Americans taking on shots that really are not on at all, and it's something that they never come into in a year's golf in the States, is a fairway bunker with 5 or 6 feet of face to it. It just no longer exists on American Tour golf. And, well, he was 10 under, he's only 1 behind Allan, and maybe desperate measures because he saw the quality of the shot from Steve Allan, with whom he's playing.
Yes, you could. Once again, could be looking at a 2-shot turnaround, something we saw earlier in the day.
Now it's a case of the experienced player settling himself down, forget that, concentrate 100% on the shot in hand, get it in there, try and make 4 and limit the damage. There's the shot he's got. No better view than that.
Well, you wouldn't believe it, Bruce. This is the first hole that he's hit 3 wood. He's tried to monster it all day. Went back to the 3 wood. This one at it. Right at it, in fact. Right over it.
There you could see how good a shot came from Stephen Allan, our leader at 11 under par, and with an opportunity of shifting 2 clear with that putt to come. That would take him to 12 under. Adam Crawford has closed in. He's at 10 under. Parry's still at 10. Beam is in trouble. He needs that putt to remain at 10 under par. A break, and we'll see what happens at Victoria. Out of this, he has not touched the ball.
I think the sand iron's gone straight underneath that, Sandy, and it's just basically gone up and down.
Well. I think it may not even have gone up. It's just gone down, chopped underneath it. And it's certainly no easier now.
Back to him in a moment. In the meantime, Rich Beam. A difficult putt here to save par. The putter just not warming as it did in the first couple of rounds.
So it's called strike one, Bruce.
So going for the green off the tee, and there it is, a little 292-metre hole, and in the bunker in 3, and one has to say the end of his race.
Badly. It's amazing, isn't it? The last 9 holes, 63 to 72, Jack. As you said, things start to get a little clammy. The hole gets smaller, and the nerves tighten.
The Craw birdie putt up the slope at 14, yeah. Right in the heart, short. Now, Sandy, didn't I tell you that little 15th would get somebody? Told you that on Wednesday.
Didn't think it'd be that severe.
That's something you see quite a lot of too amongst particularly lesser lights, is coming up short with putts in the final moments. Here's the 4th shot of Allenby.
Still a very difficult shot because it was all of probably 25, 30 metres, perhaps even more, to the hole.
Stephen Allan has this putt, meanwhile, to go further ahead, to stretch his lead to 2, and Allan is at 12 under par. And again, he says to the field, you catch me.
This for a bogey 5. Remember, he had an air swing over there. Oh, I don't believe it. What a putt from Robert Allenby.
But a great putt, a drop shot, and he's now 4 from the lead.
Rich Beam makes a 5. And you just think about Allenby, 13th tee, he was on the lead, in the lead. He's now 4 behind.
MasterCard priceless putt, Jack. I think you'd agree. Finally, something good happening for Robert Allenby on this hole.
Well, it might be a priceless putt, but I think it's probably fruitless now for his chances. Bad mistake. I thought it was the wrong club from the tee, personally. But anyway, I'm not out there doing it. I thought it was a very risky shot with the driver at this stage of the championship, because had he hit a 3 medal or even an iron and posted the score, the others have to do it. Now he's got to pull a real rabbit out of the hat.
Yes, has it ended his challenge? He's running out of holes, and he's down by 4. Allan again, opening up a 2-stroke lead as we hit 16, par 3.
Well, Robert Allenby, after a disastrous 15th, needs to get a wriggle on and try and get a birdie, but he's pulled this 5-iron. Will it hold? No, over the back and down as well.
And that's a devilish position to try and get a par from.
Charles Howell III, one of our visiting Americans.
Sandy lining up. He's got 140, and tough to get the ball all the way back to this flag today. And it's getting up in the breeze a little bit. It's going high. It looks a little short. Could be possibly just make it to the front edge.
That's as far as it will go, and of course this is one of these greens that sits towards you, and the last thing you want to be is past the pin, the downhill putt.
And Jack, the American tour, well, it's their gain and Australia's loss as far as one Trevor Herden is concerned.
Yeah, I want to pay a big tribute to Trevor Herden as we watch Craig Parry play his 2nd to 13. He's about to, this is his last tournament this week. Trevor, I wish you and your wife Kim all the best.
You're here.
And a tower of strength from our tour, and one of the leading tour of tournament officials in the world. Parry also coming up short. And we've seen quite a few players short. So just in closing off on that note, we wish you good luck, Trevor.
Crawford in a bit of trouble, but not as much as Allenby at the 15th. But he's a long way back. So hard. So if you get into the bunkers here beside the green, you're okay. It's a benefit, but you find the ones on the approaches. That's so hard. 292 and maybe another hostage being taken.
Allan on 13. Still holds a 2-stroke lead.
And he's got a wonderful advantage. He's got the two-stroke. He can take this much more steadily. He can play it more conservatively. He doesn't have to go looking for birdies. He can almost tiptoe in and maybe pick up a birdie or two in the last couple of holes. It's a great position to be in coming to the closing stretch. Others like Beam have to be more aggressive, but it's the 3-wood again.
I'm not happy after the last hole. He's pounded this down the left-hand side. It's going to be a tight line. It's heading over towards... No, it's just taken a decent kick now, and it'll feed back down towards the centre of the fairway. That'll be perfect. Give him a nice view of the flag from there.
Big shot here for Adam Crawford, Sandy. I think he needs to get this up and down to keep his chances alive.
Well, he has. From bunker to bunker. Still not without a chance.
Interesting though, Bruce, he laid up, obviously, because he was in the back, one of the first traps. If you're going to lay up, surely you've got to take that right-hand bunker out of play. And
yes, take the 6-iron.
6-iron, which Beam hit earlier in the week, and still made 3.
Craig Parry within an ounce, one felt, of sliding back into that bunker behind him. It was right teetering on the last bit of grass that would hold it. So a break there. Parry done nothing wrong, got to 10 under, but suddenly the man behind him has slipped the leash a bit. It's difficult to line these putts up. A lot of players will go back and walk in the bunker and get the caddy to clean up behind them. But this is not an easy 2-putt. There's a long slope, 2/3 of the way up to the flatter part of the green. So pace is not difficult, not easy to get right.
Especially at this stage of the championship, Bruce, where things get a bit tight. The first thing that happens is you start leaving your putts short. Mind you, this guy is one of the best putters in the game.
That was the difficulty.
Left himself with a real tester now.
Well, it's not one you can be bold with. You have to trickle it down and pray. Big putt for Crawford now, 15th green.
He needs this for par. And that's going to hurt his challenge. Now trailing Allan by 3 shots.
It's a classic case. They've gone hunting the leader and stumbling in the process, and of course make the leader's job a bit easier. Just only Craig Parry now within 2 shots.
And he's got a tester too, so find himself with some breathing space, Allan. But here's Allenby in his second to the 16. Tough shot this.
It's about all he could do from down there. You've got to hit it hard enough to get it up to the top of the hill, and then it's like a roller coaster down to the hole.
Well, it's a good green on which to be putting second. Charles Howell, he'll have learned a bit from Parry's putt. Maybe not. And that was a good putt, great putt. Gave the hole a chance.
We're joining Aaron Badley and the 15th. Looks as though he's going to have a crack at this as well. 292 metres this hole.
Well,
although, is that a 3-wood, Jack?
But the difference is, Sandy, he's got to have a go at it, because he's 8 under par and 4 behind.
Yeah.
Whereas Robert Allenby had all the momentum going for him and was, I think, at 10 under, wasn't he, at that stage? And that's the difference.
Nip ahead to the 16th green, see if Allenby can take par, and he does. And I must admit, that shows enormous character to get that in with the way things have been going.
It'll be a mental wreck after those 2 holes.
Yeah.
Scar damage, Bruce.
Yeah. Mental scar.
Back to 15, Badley.
Start it down the right with a touch of draw and let the ground do the rest. Must be right in any. Well, there's may look as though there's a bit of green between the front of the bunker and that, but it's all downhill and bone hard.
Big putt here for Craig Parry to remain at 10 under. He misses, and Stephen Allan now has the biggest lead that he has had in this championship, and the little man looks unfazed by it all.
Trying to keep the smile off his face, I think, because he saw that.
He did, standing up the fairway watching.
His lead is 3. Parry, Howell, Crawford, Coles, Beam, all at 9 under par.
And most of it coming from trying to narrow the gap, trying to cut things down, and you can't do it. Only one birdie today, Charles Howell. That was at the 12th, and that's really why he's been bypassed, hasn't made many mistakes.
Jack, from what you've seen, can the little man hang on?
I think he can now. There's a couple of big decisions for him coming up. His tee shot at 15, depends what he does there. And if got to get it on the short grass at 16.
We'll see what he does when we return after this break to Victoria. Ball is up for grabs on the par 3 14th. The slender figure of Charles Howell III on the tee.
Yes, 146 here, boys. Slightly into the breeze, just a smidge of breeze. 9-iron, this is heading to the right, and it's got to be up. Oh, look out. Just look out for the spin. This could go back in the bunker. And all the way back into the bunker. How unlucky is that?
Well, you said it in flight, Brett. It was offline. And even, I think, and because it was pushed, it was short as well a little while ago.
This was Rich Beam just a few moments ago, Bruce.
And they're all ending up. It's all this desire mustn't go past the pin. It's so quick. And Stephen Allan will be the beneficiary there again. He'll be the second to go. He'll get the teach on the speed.
Craig Parry. Up the hill. Players can't see their golf balls finish here. They can only see the very front edge of the green.
And if the wind's in their face, perhaps they're not quite aware of how strong it is up on the top of the hill.
Craig Jones of 69 today to finish 4 under. Peter O'Malley back in the clubhouse with a 71 to finish 3 under. And Chris Downs, marvellous effort by him, 67 today. And he's finished his Holden Australian Open at 6 under.
Started with 2-3 putts. Here's Rich Beam. And that's a great judge of pace up there from those of you who've been watching the last half hour or so. That'll be a 4. But he'll rue the 12th hole. That's where he let his man go from 1 ahead to 3 ahead.
Well, I must say, Aaron Baddeley come up with a very fortuitous lie here between the traps. And that's the shot he's got over the top of the traps. But the important issue is he's got a decent lie.
A lie so bad that it will really horrify the amateur, but it gives him the control. Just look at that.
That's a marvellous recovery.
Talented and young, they can do that.
And here's another one. Similar qualifications, out of the sand at 14. With that, he would not be too impressed.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. Both the Americans look a little out of sorts today, don't they?
Crawford on 16 manages to save his par. He remains in that cluster at 9 under.
Now Stephen Allan, remember, on the front. So poor first putt. This to save par, and he doesn't do it. He's opened the door again. Ooh, that was a bad first. He saw what he had to do from Beam before him. They never said that winning was easy.
The lead is now 2. Wonderful view of the 14th. It's green surrounded by a sea of sand. So once again, the tension creeps back into these closing holes. Players like Craig Parry fighting to close in on Stephen Allan.
They've all misread that putt coming up the slope. And once again, the predominant thought in their minds, though, is I mustn't rush this 2 or 3 feet by. And of course, that's what he did on the previous green. So all those factors against him. It should be a 3 when the time comes.
Charles Howell started the day at 9 under. He's still 9 under. He finished 9th in this event last year.
Yeah, he was brand new out of the packet last year, wasn't he? Just turned pro, and what a year he's had.
He had a good year last year, though. Had 5 top 10 finishes, was Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but he only turned pro on the latter half of the year.
Yep.
So this has been his first full season in the US, and he's jumped up to number 7 on the money list and number 23 in the world. And I don't think he's going to win this week.
Yes, there's been a shortage of birdies, really. So he's only had the 1. Now he's had 2 bogeys on a day that's arguably the best for golf of the lot.
His putter's gone a bit sour on him, hasn't it? Hit a lot of good putts that just grazed the hole.
Just 7 pairs remaining out on the course.
And he knows how serious that drop shot is.
Okay, go for it.
He has to give this one his attention. There's probably just a shade of left to right in it. Or hit it firmly and straight. Parry with the experience to know, and particularly knowing this course, that all sorts of things can happen. He can certainly make at least 2, maybe 3 birdies between here and the house. 2 par 5s still out there.
Well, it wasn't dead centre, but it was okay. Just a little nerve tingler.
I was just thinking, Bruce, it's been so long since they've played a real big tournament here that some of these young fellas won't understand the nuances of 15, 16, even 14. Aaron Badley cleans up.
I think the great thing I enjoyed at the end of this year is this young man seems to be back in the game. A career not dissimilar in many ways to that of Justin Rose in Europe.
Well, he finds himself once again still in with a chance at 2 behind the leader.
Miss. Only 55% of players finding the green. Sit. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot from Stephen Allan, although a big swing from left to right on that putt.
He's just starting to show a little bit of emotion there, pumping himself. Here's Jason King. He's at 3 under.
Yeah, he's having a horror back 9, Sandy.
He is.
Bogey, 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 par, bogey. And
that's not going to help his course.
Not going to help either. No. It's a shame, because I think he's probably thinking about what sort of money he could make, and you know, he's always struggled for support in financial.
Gavin Coles, another of those players who has a share of second spot. And don't discount him. Well, I'm really looking forward to these closing pairs playing 15, 16, 17 and 18. don't think that it's all over yet. The lead is 2 for Allan from Crawford, Badley, Parry, Coles and Beam, all at 9 under par. A break.
Green, Allan Badley. Touch shot to get it back up the hill, and he's played it absolutely beautifully, almost into the hole. That is a marvellous shot from Allan Badley. It will save his par, and he'll stay at 9 under. Beautifully played.
Well, what can Stephen Allan do now, Jack?
Well, he's seen Rich Beam hole his. This would be a real tasty one to make right on top of him. It'd be like, back to you, Mr. Beam. And he's got it.
Just made it.
Oh, he wants to shrug them off, and he's not doing a bad job. He again leads by 2. This is a big finish. Coles also with a birdie opportunity. Trying to go to 10 under, but not to be.
So Coles will remain at 9 under par, tied with Parry.
It's a great leaderboard, and when you see Allan continually keeping the challenges at bay, he answered Rich Beam in the best possible way. Crawford, Badley, Parry, Cole, they're all at 9 under. Maybe he shrugged them off. That's par for Coles, and he remains at 9. Rich Beam was the challenger, wasn't he, just a few moments ago? And there's no doubt that this is a MasterCard priceless putt, Jack.
Well, it'll be priceless if he goes on and wins the championship. That probably would be the putt that turns it all around. He's been rather scrappy, to say the least, today, but as we watch Charles Howell try to knock it on the green here at the short par 4 15th. Many have tried before him. Most or all of them failed today. That's in the shorter of the fairway bunkers. That's what he's got left.
Jason King for a birdie at 16. I think it's for par, I think, rather than for a birdie. Yes, that's for a par. Jason King making par there to stay at 2 over for the day, 3 under for the tournament, and 9 shots behind Stephen Allan, who has toughened up so much playing on the American tour. Badly popping that one in.
Jeff
for his
Ogilvy.
par at 16, and a very good par it was too. He remains at 9 under.
Crawford with a birdie attempt at 17. Jeff Ogilvy, I can tell you, shot a final round 67 to finish 7 under. Andrew Hewden to 73 to be 1 under.
Very difficult putt down this slope here for Adam Crawford, but if he's going to win it, he probably needs to make it.
Looked so good for 85% of the length of that putt.
To 16. It's a fascinating finish of the Monaro from Holden. Anyone who can do it with an ace. Pin today, 22 paces on 16.
Good looking swing he put on that. And a beautiful shot from Gavin Coles. Just for those who haven't been watching, we've got a great little short par 4, a par 3, and then 2 par 5s to finish. So many shots can change hands in those last 4 holes. Crawford for par at 17. Now he needs an eagle at the last, I think, to give himself any chance.
Well, he's dropped only 1 shot today, 3 behind Allan.
Great galleries lining the 15th, following the fortunes of Craig Parry and Charles Howell. One of those in the gallery has been Brett Ogle.
Yes, really needs to hit one close here. They're running out of holes. Stevie Allen's playing superbly today. Craig's got about 124 metres here, slightly into the breeze. Raining. Greens are getting skiddy and hard to control the ball. This is going just left of the flag, fading back, looks pretty good from here. Oh, just a bit short with a lot of spin. So the greens are getting a little softer now, and it's hard to fly the ball all the way back there too.
Second shot for him. Former winner of the title, and well, he had his chance today. Certainly after the 4 birdies in a row around the turn. Oh, what a fine shot. Oh my goodness gracious. Almost as good as his second shot to the 18th at Royal Melbourne, the year they nearly won it as an amateur, the year that Wayne Riley took the title for him by birdieing the last 3 holes. So he's going to putt for an eagle at the last.
He's won the Battle of the A's with Stuart Appleby today. Appleby 4 over for the day. Charles Howell.
One of the hardest shots in golf, Sandy. 40-50 metre shot.
He's got a nice clean lie, Jack, but it's a dangerous shot. Looks good though. He's played it flat and low. It'll go 1, 2 and check, and immense shot. Terrific. Well done. Maybe this is the turning point for Charles Howell III.
This is worthy of being called a Primus hot shot.
Yeah, it would have looked like frozen rope straight at the flagstick. Almost an albatross. 2 at the final hole, par 5.
Almost. It's not going to be enough for Robert Allenby. Stephen Allen, if he keeps things on the straight and narrow, is going to have his name engraved on the Stonehaven Cup. Desperately needs something to happen. He's got this long putt for a birdie on 15. Pretty good from where he was, but it's just another par.
Gavin Coles, after that wonderful tee shot at this difficult par 3 16th, he needs it to give himself a shot. Left to right breaking putt. Perhaps just speed beating it on that line.
Stuart Appleby for a birdie at the last. He's only had 1 birdie today, and that came at the 11th out in 38. And that one doesn't go in. So just 1 birdie on the card for the defending champion. He was on for 2. So that's 3 putts at the last for Stuart Appleby. 74 for the defending champion. He finishes on 1 under par.
Howell for birdie now at 15. You've seen Parry miss. He gets it. And it joins the group once more at 9 under.
Steve Allen on the tee at 15. You can see he's taken quite a lofted club.
There's no need for heroics here, Jack. Sorry to...
Absolutely, Pat.
Yeah, they've had a long wait on this tee, and he's playing it just right now. Apart from that putt a couple of holes ago, which was very tense, he's played beautifully today.
Down on the green, Parry for his par. Stays at 9 under with 3 to go. A 3.55 finish here at Victoria.
To 18. And Robert Allenby trying to finish with a 3. Started the week as favourite for this event. He birdies the last. And he is not going to win his 2nd Australian Open. A round today of 65, back-to-back 65s. Robert Allenby as we rejoin our leader, Stephen Allen.
Second shot at 15 for Allen, and it's another good one, by goodness. He has given himself the chance. He's played this hole sensibly in the situation. He's got a 2-shot advantage. Didn't take any chances off the tee, and now has given himself the chance to make another birdie, move to 13 under par.
Badley's third shot to 17. And a good one. Remember, he's at 9 under. So if he could pick that up, he'd go to 10. Rich Beam also laid up, Sandy, which is, I thought he may have been one that would have had a go.
Course at the moment, playing under its par.
Of course, he's in a situation which will have him under considerable pressure. He doesn't look as if he's under too much pressure, Allan, but he must be churning away inside. This is Beam, however, Allan's main challenger for a birdie 3 at 15. Well, a chance now for Steve Allan to take a 3-shot advantage with 3 holes to play. He's got a birdie putt coming up after Beam taps in for his par.
Yeah, and importantly, he will have had an opportunity to go to school on Rich Beam's putt. He should have noticed that there's a bit more borrow around that cup than you think.
First things first, Aaron Badley for a share of second.
Beautifully done, and remember, he can eagle the last. There have been 7 eagles at the last today so far. An eagle at the last for Badley would move him to 12 under par, and that's what Steve Allan, the leader, is at the present moment.
But he might change from that any tick of the clock. He's got this putt now to open up a 3-stroke lead. This to go 13 under.
Get in. Wasn't a bad putt, didn't go in, but he's looking just a little bit white around the gills.
The baby-faced assassin.
But he's played so well. And he's just got 3 more holes to hold on.
Charles Howell rolled back off the green at 16. That's a very fine shot he's played there from over that green. Not too many dodge a bullet from there.
Crawford. Third shot for Adam Crawford. Come on, come on.
Checked up on him, didn't it?
That for a birdie for 10 under. He's not going to win, but it's been a good week for Adam Crawford here at the Victoria Club. We'll hear more of him in the future.
Craig Parry. An outside chance to join those with a share of second. This to go 10 under. This looks better. Yes! Finally, he says, and he looks to the heavens. Finally. He's not out of it either.
Beam, Parry, Badley, 10 under. Allan, 12 under.
Roll on 17 and 18, the 2 par 5s.
Howell to stay at 9 under, this for his par at 16.
I still think if Stephen Allan can get on the green here at 16 and get a 3, he'll win.
We look forward to seeing it. Jack, in the meantime, Crawford with a birdie putt at 18.
Big dollars here for Adam Crawford. Top shot at 15 really knocked his momentum around as we go back to this very hole. Sorry, the 16th tee. Rich Beam.
Very still here, Jack. 6 iron. Hitting right. He must hold on now. It hasn't. Still going over the back through the crowd.
Almost onto the 17th tee, and he's not happy.
No, no green to work with either, Jack, coming back.
Would have looked pretty good to him in the air.
Suddenly Rich Beem isn't smiling. But this man has smiled all week. Will he have a big smile on his face after he hits his tee shot here?
What's the order you want here, Jack? What's the order you've put in?
Just in the middle of the green, mate. Don't mess with the flag, just middle of the green.
Jack, the other thing I might say is that Rich Beem has been very good. They've been chatting all the way around. It's eased him up now. It's going to stay right, but it'll hold on to the green. That's perfect.
Big swinging right to left downhill putt, but the first part of the equation has been adhered to. He's on the short grass.
He's got an infectious little smile. He's trying to keep it off his dial at the moment. He knows that he's so close to winning his country's national title.
Office?
Absolutely, there's no other place to be, is it?
Well,
I'd say he's probably even got his feet up on the desk at the moment.
He wants an eagle here to have any chance whatsoever. He's 10 under, 2 behind Allan at the moment.
It's 179 for Aaron into 18 with a 5-iron, and you can't get much straighter than this. Be the club. Oh, be the club.
Oh, look at that.
That's quite a sharp downslope from the front of that green to the back, and actually he's back in every sense of the word. I'd be very excited to see how he gets on in the States next year.
And he's given himself a chance. Allan now at 16.
Get the hole!
Steady ball. Steady. A great putt. It was hardly running as he got to the hole, and on it Trundle. They never said winning was easy.
No.
Particularly if you haven't been there for some time.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Bruce. To win anything of this stature, you've usually got to keep your bottle, so to speak. And you've got to hold one of those nasty length putts to win.
This, of course, will be for a 3 from Rich Beem. He was down the other side on the 17th tee. Bumbled it back up to here.
This is a must putt for Rich Beem.
It's a great try. Has he got the legs? It has, you know, it has.
Oh, what a wonderful putt. What a wonderful putt in terms of his chances. If he misses, he's gone.
All that, and it's only a par, but my word, it's a big par.
Well, and it sort of just shows Stephen Allan that he's still there. 2 par 5s to come. A player that you might think, well, he could make a couple of birdies at the last 2.
Well, the important thing, Bruce, is he's playing with the leader, isn't he? And now this putt has suddenly taken on a slightly different context.
I mean, they're all hard. It's virtually a straight putt. It's a simple putt in terms of technical difficulty, but nothing simple at this stage. Wasted no time. It's a nice position to be, 2 ahead and 2 to go, but that's the fun of a brace of par 5s. All sorts of things can happen on these last 2 holes.
We're moving ahead to the 18th there. You can see Aaron Baddeley on the green. He has an eagle putt, and if he's successful at the moment, it would give him a share of the lead with Stephen Allan at 12 under. And if we have to look ahead, the playoff holes, and it is sudden death. It'll start on 18. If there's no decision there, back to 16, then 17, and then 18 again.
Well, you've got to take your hat off to Aaron Baddeley, haven't you? A couple of times today where he's missed putts, a couple of short putts. Mind you, he's made some rippers, but he's never out of the ball game when he's on song, as Bruce just intimated. He's certainly got the game, got the nerve to do well in America.
Actually, it's been a good comeback in his year, because between February and August, he missed something like 10 cuts. He had a change of coach. There was a lot of drama surrounding that. And I think he's answered any critics that he may have had, Jack.
Well, I think, you know, every player that's ever been through a rut. This for 3. No.
They've all missed it on the left-hand side who've had this putt.
Speed, that was all that beat that. It's fractionally slower and that would have taken the borrow. But it's been a great performance by Aaron Baddeley. Well, he's not out of it yet. He's going to finish 11 under.
Don't discount Howell either yet. If he can pick up a birdie here and finish with an eagle.
He's got 90 metres, guys, and this should be a pretty good shot. If he lands this beyond the flag, it should screw back. It's looking a little long to me in the air. Oh, my God. That's not where you want to be.
No, you don't screw back from there. Adrenaline, but trying to do exactly what Breddo was saying, get backspin.
Rich Beam on the 17th tee.
Yet another driver for Rich. He's had plenty of them. This is down the right-hand side. Long, those traps are 299 metres away. Won't reach them. That's perfect. We'll work it left to right now around the trees for his second.
It's right up against the cushion. That'll be very difficult to get a wooden club on that and keep control of it.
Fascinating finish with 2 par 5s. Jack, take us through the first, the 17th.
Yes, it's a very long par 5. Not many people ever get on this in 550 metres. The issue for the players from the tee, 265 to clear the one on the left, 294 to the one on the right, and then the hole bends around to the right and then right again. It's really like a double dolding, if you like, and then a devilish green that slopes severely from back to front, and over to the left there's a little swale, but I think that's out of play with the pin on the right. Stephen Allan electing the 3 medal. It's going left. Oh, and it's caught the left bunker and back in the trap.
Possibly, Jack. That might be the lesser of the two evils. He can advance it a couple of 100 yards. There's not a great lip on that bunker. Up ahead, after an iron off the fairway, off the tee, a wooden club to here. Great position.
Master of the short game.
Tiptoe number low.
Look at this, look at this. A birdie there for Parry will take him to 11 under. And ahead to 18, Aaron Baddeley. A birdie, and at the moment that places him in outright second place. A fine comeback by the man who has won it twice. A round of 65, 70, 64, 65 to Aaron Baddeley, and we say good luck to him as he heads for the US Tour next year. Stephen Allan leads. He's on 17. Baddeley has finished. He's at 11 under par, just 1 behind.
Immediately in the line he wants to take.
And that's going to mean he'll have something, maybe getting on for 200 metres for his 3rd shot. He's got to take quite a lofted club to get that out of the, or make certain of getting it out of the bunker. And this is not a green to be hitting a long shot into. Just 18 metres wide at its widest point.
Well, he can take 6, but Pat's down with him.
Yeah, a little closer to the tongue than he thought he'd like. He's getting 7-iron on this, get it out around about 140 metres. And that's perfect, leaving him about 130 metres into the flag.
Well, he was further back than I thought he was, and I must say that he had great connection there. Got the ball first, brave shot.
Craig Parry for a 4. So Parry now is at 11 under, and he's going to move ahead to the 18th. This is where it could all be decided. The 18th, in this case, the 54th hole at Victoria, and a par 5.
Well, it's the easiest hole on the course, reachable in 2. It's been down breeze all day. 255 metres to get past these 2 bunkers, which really a lot of the field can fly past, and then you're over the brow of the hill and on the downslope and get a very good clear look at what you've got left to do. Maybe the toughest part of this hole is the green itself, which slopes from the front right-hand corner to the back left-hand corner, and really quite sharply. And the pin today over near that bunker on the right, which makes it extremely difficult, should do, to get close to the pin in 2, but several have succeeded.
key for Parry is the tee shot. He's got the shape of shot for his second. Not one of the longest hitters out here, though. Oh, I thought it had missed it, but it hasn't.
That's a cardinal error, Jack, isn't it? Because it would have to question whether he can get home from there. He's only 255 metres.
Sarah's with.
Allan playing his third shot now.
130 metres. 9-iron, just take it over the flag and let it drag back. I thought it might come back a little further than that, but it's a slick putt down the hill, but it's pretty safe for 3.
Commercially very sound.
To 18 on the tee, Charles Howell. No problems there for the American. So we head towards 18. Allan leads. Parry's tee shot could cause him some problems on 18. He's a stroke behind. Badley's already completed his round. Kent way left, now playing his third.
Yes, well, he double-crossed himself and pulled it way, way left, but this is a very nice recovery, and he'll have that left full ball.
He's much in the same shape as Parry.
Gavin Coles, and an eagle putt for the New South Welshman. This has been a marvellous week for Gavin Coles. That was for eagle.
That was for a share of the lead.
He's going to pick up a birdie, hopefully. Now, Stephen Allan, big putt here. At the moment, he leads by 1. He can stretch it to 2 if he's successful with this putt. But no.
And I think Sandy, after the tee shot, the 5 there is more than happy. He takes the lead to the final hole.
Coles, we saw his eagle putt miss. But he gets his birdie.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was looking at the wrong computer.
Well done, Gavin Coles.
Terrific tournament, wasn't it?
68 today.
Rich Beam for a 4 at 17, getting within 1 of his playing companion's lead. Oh, and this time he misses. Because if you get within 1 and 1 hole to play and it's a par 5, you've really got a realistic chance. But now he's, at best, one would have to think, going to be 2 behind. Parry's the one who's 1 behind.
Adam Scott never really challenged today.
No, he 3-putted the first, Sandy, and that really got him off on the wrong leg, and bit of a nothing day for him. Started the day at 7 under, finished 8.
A round of 69 for Adam Scott down the fairway. Craig Parry.
Well, you could see the depth of that bunker. It took the possibility of getting on the green in 2 right out of the mix. If he's going to make 4, and he might do it from that side, it's the best angle to attack with a short shot. Bad tee shot, though.
Charles Howell from perfect position to attack the flag.
It's 192, guys. 5-iron and pretty much straight at it. It's hanging up in just a smidge short, but he'll have that for an eagle chance. Bit disappointing today, Charles. He hasn't really made enough and really hasn't hit it that close, so not as good as yesterday.
No, he's had a lot of missed judgment of distance, I've noticed today. Back to the 18th tee.
He's standing over this, and it's probably must make eagle. 70% of the danger on this hole from the tee, and this one very good.
Beautiful tee shot. Now, what'll Steve Allan do here? The only place he can probably lose the tournament is by hitting it in one of these bunkers under the lip and taken 6. And he's yanked that left.
He has, Jack. That is left and heading towards the traps. Short and left.
Need to run through it. The drama continues to build here at Victoria. Steve Allan so close, but he's not home yet.
Even if he holds it.
Stranger things have happened there.
Oh, absolutely strange things have happened, but you'd have to think Steve Allan will find a 5 here.
Yes, we haven't yet quite heard where his tee shot has gone. If it's gone through the bunker, it could be in severe trouble. We'll get back to that shortly. But he doesn't know that. In his mind, even an eagle isn't going to win the tournament. And pride will dictate that he doesn't finish a disappointing day off with a 3 putt. Very easy to do from here.
Yeah, not much happened for him today. Started the day at 9 under, and that's the way he stands for the round.
This for a 3. This to go to 11 under.
Ooh, risk.
Back down the fairway. Allan.
He stayed in the bunker, Sandy, and was on an upslope, and that's a great get out because I didn't think he could get it out that far.
It's a very brave shot.
Good recovery. You're right, Jack. It was because there was overhanging branches there from the upslope.
Very brave shot from Steve Allan. He's clipped that absolutely flush.
Well, that should have ensured at worst a 5, which at 12 under. Parry have got a putt here to go to 12 under. But we've just seen how difficult that is.
Yeah, the same putt from the other direction, you'd say some hope. But this putt has got to be so perfect, speed and line-wise.
But he'd have learned a lot from Howell's putt. About what not to do anyway. And just how quick it is.
And if anyone can get it in, as I said, this bloke is a chance. Well, this for birdie, this to get to 12 under, and for the time being anyway, gain a share of the lead.
Too high. Yeah. Softer. You can see it's the other side of the hole. It's such a difficult shot. We're badly already in the clubhouse at 11 under.
So you reckon the only one, I think the only one that could probably get there now is Rich Beam, who's playing with him. Smashed a huge drive down here, so he is definitely in a position to potentially make an eagle 3.
There are some very expensive putts being played at the moment. The winner 270,000, second place 153, third 101, fourth $72,000.
Wanting silence, there was a phone going off in an adjacent hospitality unit then. Not a good putt, would have threatened the hole, and not a nice thing for Parry to have seen either.
Great to see him out here in Australia again, but it's been somewhat of a struggle today. 65, 66 and 70 to finish at 9 under for the championship for Charles Howell III.
So the American visitors have given great value.
So Parry for his par finished at 11 under, tied with Aaron Baddeley. One shy of Stephen Allan, who's back up the fairway.
The national title still eludes Craig Parry, but he's given a wonderful account once again. 66, 65 and 68 to be 11 under and in a tie with Aaron Baddeley at the moment in second spot.
It's been a long wait for this, but he'll know exactly what the state of play is, and a 3 is a must.
Yes, he's been waiting a long time. He won't waste any more. Standing over at 194. First time we've seen a little breeze hurting him. 4-iron, down the hill. Headed a little left. Look out for the trap. It's over the trap.
It's hard to see an eagle from there.
Yeah, it's going to take a miracle shot from there, and that takes the pressure off Steve Allan a little bit. Just imagine if Rich Beam had got up there and put it sort of within 5 or 6 meters of the hole. This is a whole new perspective on his third shot.
Effectively, in his mind is, I've got to get down in 3. Nothing stupid, but it's been a long time back in Germany, several years ago since he's won. Doesn't waste any time.
Right on 100 metres. This one also a little left and going further left. So he'll be quite a distance from the hole as well. 2 putts for par to remain at 12 under.
Well, we've seen what this green's like to putt on from any distance. That wasn't what he had in mind, but that's the tension. Both the last two tee shots pulled away, hanging on with the right shoulder on, not releasing the club, all the usual things, and totally understandable.
Yeah, well, he's actually early in the week moving back to his left side beautifully, where he was, his stock shot was a little fade, and as you say, hanging back that bit, pulled his drive and pulled that third shot here.
Wonderful overview of this 18th, and for this championship, the 54th hole, and they're giving this young Australian who's been a professional now for some 6 years a standing ovation, and his playing partner who's been such a hit, the reigning USPGA champion Rich Beam.
Of course, Stephen Allan playing in the United States the last couple of seasons really toughened him up.
Has to turn around and head back there, what, on Tuesday?
Yeah, he's just out of the exempt status in the United States. I think he finished about 137th, something like that. And he goes back there and attempts to improve that position, and then he'll probably go back and start almost immediately in America and try and get a re-rank, which by that I mean if he plays good in the early tournaments, he actually moves up some places, which gets him more starts during the year. So I don't think we'll be seeing too much of Stephen Allan early in the new year, particularly when we come back for tournaments like the Heineken and the Johnny Walker. He'll probably already be on his way to America. Which is a bit of a shame, and many of our young players have to over there to improve themselves. And quite often those early season events clash with our summer of golf.
First to putt though, from off the green. Rich Beam, a putter, has done him wonders this week. He's had the lowest number of putts of anyone going into the last round, but it's been the 10-footers that he's been so good at, not this monster. Uphill, right to left. Leave the pin in because he's off the green. Come on, come on.
Hasn't hit it.
Again, very much in his mind the horrors of going beyond and therefore above the hole. Up there to go into a share of second and 11 under, and maybe, you know, he would, in his mind, would be the knowledge that Stephen Allen's still got to get down in 2.
I was just about to say, Bruce, we've just seen Howell and Parry both run theirs well past the cup. And this is one of those right to left putts. If you happen to pull it a bit and it gets on the borrow, it can really accentuate the speed.
Craig Parry keeping an eye on it. Hello, mate. Well played.
I mean, what we know of this green, I mean, he'll do well to get within 3 feet, or stop it within 3 feet. Be a very good putt.
Marvellous shot from our high camera. So when it's all said and done, Stephen Allen needs 2 putts to win the Australian Open. Big swing from right to left. And that's a very good lead.
Yeah. So Rich Beam will hopefully putt out, and it will be left to Stephen Allen to hopefully complete formalities.
He would have loved to have gone up and knocked that in.
Beam for birdie, a chance to finish at 11 under. Parry and Badley. And he does. He's been a very welcome visitor to Victoria this week. 66, 64, 69 for Rich Beam. And he finishes at 11 under. And it is now down to Stephen Allen. I remember in '98, before the President's Cup, the great Peter Thompson said, watch out for a young man by the name of Stephen Allen. He's going to go places. And he now has his name on the Stonehaven Cup. Stevie Allen is the Holden Australian Open champion.
And what a boost to take with him on his journey to the United States in a week or so's time.
A round of 68. First things first, into the scorer's hut with his playing partner, but not before a high 5 or 2.
Very popular amongst his peers, and particularly to win in his home town of Melbourne. Everyone, I'm sure, delighted.
That's a fantastic achievement, a wonderful story for someone who has battled for the last couple of years. He now has his country's highest honour in the sport of golf. He is the Holden Australian Open champion for 2002 by 1 stroke from Craig Parry, Aaron Badley and Rich Beam. Tremendous relief, I think, more than anything else for Stevie Allen. Outstanding performance, Jack. At one stage led by 3. In the end, it was down to the bare minimum.
No better feeling than that, Sandy, walking off that hole thinking, well, I'm the Australian Open champion.
Let's relive some of the moments in his 3rd and final round here today. He needed a good start, and that's exactly what he got. On the par 3 opening hole, in fact, it produced a 2-shot turnaround with his playing partner, Rich Beam.
Yeah, it was a terrific start, wasn't it? And I think that gave him the confidence to go on with it. After making a 2 at the first. Beautiful shot. And another birdie again. This, I thought, was a really good shot he played here. But he didn't capitalise on it. And for a moment, I thought it upset him a bit. But here's his second shot to 11 up the hill. This was a ripping shot, this, where he sucked it back down the slope and made 3.
A big birdie putt here at the 14th. This is when the challenge was starting to come. He had to produce something and find something, and he did. And really, Jack, when those challenges did come, I thought he kept his cool, maintained a presence extremely well.
Oh, look, I think there's no doubt, Sandy, playing in the United States has given him a great deal of background to win this championship today.
A magnificent winner. Let's hear from him. Here he is with Pat.
Congratulations, Stephen Allan, Australian Open champion. Sounds nice, doesn't it?
It's awesome.
It was pretty tense those last few holes.
Yeah, it was tough. I hit a few loose shots towards the end there, but you know, I had a little bit of a break with a few holes to go, so I did just enough to hang on.
Did you think that that was helping you, the stopping between holes, because we had a hold up after going so quickly for those first dozen holes or so?
No, I don't know. I think my biggest problem was getting ahead of myself today a couple of times. You know, the 3-putt on 13, I sort of looked up at the board. I was trying not to look at them, but I couldn't help it, and I looked up and saw I was 3 in front, and I was like, whoa. And then, you know, after that, that probably helped me knuckle down towards the end and really keep my focus.
You only made birdie next hole.
It was a good putt.
Now, you've just spoken to Bridget, your girlfriend. She's in America, but she's been watching.
I hope she's still watching. Happy birthday, Bridget.
It's so exciting for you because it's been a tough year for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been pretty tough, but I really have played well from the second half of the season. I felt like my game was back to where it was, you know, 97, 98 when I played well out here in Europe, and I had a few chances towards the end of the year in the States and I didn't follow through, so you know, it's really nice to come through when I have to.
The thing about the Australian Open, there's leaderboards everywhere, so everywhere you turn you knew they were breathing down your neck.
I did. It was a nice way, you know, a birdie on the first was a great way to start, and you know, I hit the ball pretty solid really. Didn't drive it as well as Rich. He drove the ball unbelievable today, as he did in the PGA, I guess, but I just kept it out of the bushes.
Well, in this part of the world, I think there can be a few more popular winners. Congratulations.
Thanks,
your
Paddy.
fans await.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Yes, he is a popular boy in this part of the woods, affectionately known as Plugger. But more importantly, he is the Holden Australian Open champion. We'll have the presentation coming up, and as we go to the break, he was on the phone to his girlfriend Bridget as he said to her, happy birthday. I've got a lovely present for you. Coming in, a new champion, a new name to go on the Stonehaven Cup. Time now for the presentation to Steve Allan, your Master of Ceremonies, Craig Willis.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, every young man's dream to win a major championship such as this. And to begin our presentation, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to welcome back to the 18th green, Steve Allan. And to officially begin the presentation, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce to you Mr. John Thorson, the President of the Australian Golf Union.
Thank you very much, Craig. On behalf of the Australian Golf Union, I would like to express our sincere appreciation for their continued sponsorship and support of the Holden Australian Open. This is the 7th year that Holden have been the naming known sponsors and the 13th year that they have been sponsors. We're also looking very much forward to Holden being in the Australian Open and naming the Australian Open Holden for many years to come. And we really appreciate, Peter, what Holden are doing. Thank you. We would also like to thank and appreciate all the other sponsors. There are too many to name, but even though I don't mention your name, I tell you, you're well worth it. Thank you very much for your sponsorship. To Victoria Golf Club, who made their course available for us, we give our sincere thanks for what they've done and for hosting this event, and we offer our best wishes to them for the year 2003 when they'll have their centenary. Best of luck on. Now, it'd be remiss of me if I didn't mention about our great TV coverage on Channel 7. It's been absolutely fantastic, and to Channel 7, thank you very much indeed for it. It's been marvellous, and we really appreciate it. Thank you. Just like to add that the championship coverage, I can tell you, is very world class, as I suppose everybody has seen it around the world on it. To IMG, thank you very much once again for the help and effort that you've done with us. We really appreciate it, and we're quite happy, and everybody is happy about the event at this stage. Thank you. We wouldn't be able to have this event if it wasn't for all the volunteers. And I'd like to thank all the many volunteers. I'm not quite certain how many, but I know it's in excess of 400 who've come along and helped and volunteered and made their time available for this great event. Thank you very much, volunteers. And of course, we wouldn't be able to have this event if we didn't have the players. So at this stage, I'd like to thank all the players for coming and playing in the Australian Open and the effort they've put into it, and what a great finish. I'd like to also congratulate Stephen Allan on his fine finish, and it's great to see. It's great to see a Victorian win. Thank you. Congratulations to you, Steve, on winning the Stonehaven Cup. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen.
John, thank you. And John alluded to the wonderful support given to this tournament by Holden, the wonderful support that Holden give golf here in Australia. And please welcome the Chairman and Managing Director of Holden, Mr. Peter Hannenberger, to say a few words. Peter?
Thank you very much, and good afternoon. On behalf of Holden, I would like to congratulate you, everybody involved, for what has been another great tournament. We still believe that the Holden Australian Open 2002 has lived up to its reputation as Australia's premier golf event, despite a small hiccup at the beginning. We have seen absolutely outstanding golf played over the 3 days. The competition has been exceptional. Our thanks to every golfer who played in this year's Holden Australian Open. I would also like to thank everyone behind the scenes for their superb organization. The effort and dedication needed for this event to run so smoothly is very much appreciated. On behalf of Holden, I would now like to present Stephen Allan, the winner of the 2002 Holden Australian Open, with this check of $270,000.
Well, I don't know what to say. It was a long day. I'd have to thank the Australian Golf Union and Holden. I wasn't qualified for this event, so they gave me an invite, which I appreciate greatly. My friends, family, especially Mum, Dad and my sister, they've been huge supporters of mine. And my coach, Dale Lynch, has helped me unbelievably. He was here all week, and I don't know. He's been great. Elvis, yeah, of course, my caddy Elvis. He's been fantastic. The fans this week were awesome. I had so much support out here. It was great. And I have to say happy birthday to my girlfriend Bridget in Scottsdale. Thank you.
As we said earlier in the week, a man of few words. He's one of those players that lets his clubs do the talking, and they spoke pretty loudly, Jack, this week.
They did, Sandy. You know, for me, the weather was great, the golf course was great, and, you know, everything was great. But the decision early in the week wasn't so great. That's the black mark on this tournament.
We shall take a break and come back to say farewell from Victoria. Final look at the leaderboard. Steve Allan winning his first national title after a closing round of 68. He finished at 12 under. Aaron Baddeley, Craig Parry and Rich Beam all in a tie for second at 11 under par. A stroke further back, Gavin Coles, who shot a 68 today. Charles Howell, the third, another of our American visitors, did extremely well. So too Adam Crawford and Robert Allenby, with Adam Scott still finding his first title in Australia difficult to find. They are the leaders, but there's only one winner, and that is Steve Allan. He heads back to the United States, Jack. We now turn our attention to the PGA at Coolum next week, and that should be very interesting with John Daly, we believe, still coming out, and of course the headliner Greg Norman.
Yeah, some fabulous golf to come, and we saw some terrific golf this week on a wonderful golf course.
And following the PGA, the golfing caravan returns to Huntingdale, the home of the MasterCard Masters. That is from December 5 through until December 8. But all our congratulations go to Stevie Allan. He is the 2002 Holden Australian Open champion.